Greetings, beautiful souls. I hope you've been well and all is well in all your ways. Welcome to Mindset Change with your sister in prosperity, Carol. Change your thinking, change your life. Welcome. Now, before we start our video, I want to thank my returning subscribers. Always know you are loved. And my new subscribers. Always know you're welcome to the Game Changers and Change Agents. And always know we are in the age of Aquarius, where power is returning back to the people, you and I. So we have to be one step ahead with information, because my people perish for lack of knowledge, and the truth will always set you free. That is why we are going back to the spirituality of our ancestors, the Kabirus, so that we can be able to activate and know the hidden knowledge that our ancestors knew, and that is why they prospered. Because remember, our ancestors did not have this technology we have today, but they were ahead of their time. It's because they knew about the secrets of the world, and they knew how to work with the law of times and seasons. Remember, I told you God moves with the law of times and seasons, and you have to educate yourself. Self-education, because a person who educates herself or himself is a very dangerous person. Okay, nobody can be able to take their power away. So become truth seekers, so that we can see this change that we are looking for. Okay, and we can be able to free the soul of Kenya. Okay, now let's start our video. And thank you for those people who prayed for me. Yes, last week when I came to do a video, I was very sick. On 6th June, I told you there was a portal that was opening, 6 portal. And I'm telling you, these portals, when they are opening, we are usually having spiritual attacks and also physical attacks. But I thank God we are knowing how to maneuver in these situations, and we are coming out strong. Okay, and you people, you need to put us in your prayers, because the battles we are dealing with, they are more spiritual than they are physical. Okay, so let's start now. Our topic today is how GenZs will activate Revolution Gateway on 25th June 2025. Okay, I am telling you, there is a lot that is going on. Okay, I told you our battle, especially as Kenyans, because I told you Kenya carries the destiny of the whole world. Okay, Kenya is the superpower. Kenya is a superpower. If you don't know that Kenya is a superpower, know today Kenya is a superpower. But the problem is, on 12th December 1963, when Kenya was given her independence, the problem that arose, our own people who are called Gati, they sold our independence. Okay, and now when our ancestors realized that our independence has been stolen, and it has been stolen through our own people, they went to the source of Kenya's soul, and they tied the soul of Kenya in the spiritual realm. Okay, so that because of the law as above so below, if you want to bring forth anything, you have to bring it through the spiritual realm, because of that law as above so below, as within so without. Okay, these spiritual laws, they work for you or against you. Now our ancestors were very ahead of their time, and they knew how these laws work. So because now they knew their independence was stolen through a back door, they had to go and negotiate with God and tell God, now because our independence have been stolen, and at this present moment there is no way we can be able to activate it. What we'll do, we will tie the soul of Kenya in the spiritual realm, so that the destiny of Kenya won't be stolen. That is why Kenyans, we have problems after problems, because the soul of Kenya was tied in the spiritual realm, in the vaults of Mount Kirinyaga. But our ancestors, what they did, they bargained with God. Okay, the prophecy of Mogowa Kibiru, they told God, keep the soul of Kenya with you until until the day the stars will align, and until the day we will have a generation that won't be corrupted, a generation that will stand with the truth, a generation that will come coded with the codes. That generation will be born while they are carrying the codes of change in them. Okay, that is why the Gen Zs are doing whatever they are doing, because they are the generation that were born with the codes of change together with other star seeds. There are so many Gen Zs. Some of the Gen Zs came earlier so that they can create the way for the others to come, because in any activations, souls have to split. Souls that will come earlier, souls that will come in the middle, and souls that will come later, so that at one point you will all meet in one year. You will all meet, to all of you will all meet, and you'll be able to move ahead with your soul mission. Okay, now those they are these Gen Zs and the star seeds. These people were brought here to bring change, and they carry the codes of change in them. The way they carry the code of change within them, that means change cannot be stolen from them, because they are many. The first thing, they are many, very many. All the Gen Zs all over the world, they carry the code of change, because I told you, we are all one, because we all came from one source, and we are all souls, spiritual being of light, who came to this physical realm to grow and evolve, so that we can return our soul and God connection. Because I told you, between the soul and God there is no separation, but not because the system was changed by the Roman empires and the Babylonian systems. They separated the soul and God. That is why we have so many hardships, and that is why information was stolen. But now this group of the star seeds and the Gen Zs that came with codes inside them, the codes are inside their DNA. That was a request by our ancestors to God. They told God, when you get to the fourth generation, make sure those fourth generation people will come with the codes of change inside their DNA, so that they won't be corrupted. The reason why Jomo Kenyatta was corrupted together with his friends, and they sold the destiny of Kenya to King Charles and company, the Babylonians and the Roman empires, is because they were not. It was so easy for them to be manipulated, because they didn't carry the codes on them inside their DNA. That is where the problem came in. And our ancestors, because they were ahead of their time, they realized the reason why the change that was fought by the Mau Mau, they used all their resources, all their time, all their energy to fight for change. And now one of them was corrupted through his team, and he sold the destiny of Kenya. That is why now the ancestors, they had to move so that they can go and cage the soul of Kenya in Mount Kirinyaga, so that the day the Gen Zs will appear, the day the star seeds will appear, these people who are born with the change codes on them, on their DNA, they will be able to activate the vault. That there's a vault in Mount Kirinyaga. That vault carries the soul of Kenya. And now on 25th June, we have full moon. No, we have new moon in Cancer. That is the day that vault will be activated by the Gen Zs. And now watch the process carefully, because from 25th June 2025 up to 12th December, when Kenya was born, that window is a window for change. Because I told you, change cannot be brought in a day. Because first of all, we had to rescue the soul of Kenya, to free it from where it was hidden by our ancestors, so that the Roman empires and the Babylonian empires won't be able to steal it again. Because now the star seeds and the Gen Zs are carrying the code in them. You see, they are carrying the code inside their blood, inside their bodies. So these people cannot be corrupted the way Kenyatta and company were corrupted by King Charles. That is why King Charles is having very had time to be able to stop this change, because the people who were to bring change, they carry the change inside them. Okay, and guess what? From the full moon day in this month of June, King Charles has been here in Kenya, but they are keeping it a secret, because whatever he's doing, he wants to stop this change, this volt that will be activated by the GenZs on 25th. He wants to stop the change. He wants to tamper with the change. But this time round, he's dealing with awakened souls. He's dealing with souls who carry the code change inside them. Okay, they were born with that code change. You see, so these guys cannot be corrupted, and these guys will work together. All the GenZs, the whole of the whole world are working together. Okay, but now, because the change is starting from Kenya, and Kenya is Canaan, Kenya is the promised land, and Kenya is a superpower, the change will start from Kenya. That is why we are saying revival Kenya to the world, because Kenya is Canaan, Kenya is the promised land, Kenya is the one that Kenya is carrying the destiny of the whole world, and it must be activated by the GenZs on 25th June 2025. So GenZs, you have to be strong, because this change won't come without a fight. No, it won't come without a fight. The reason why people told you the king is coming, and the king was not able to come, and also the kingdom was not able to come, it's because we found out that the soul of Kenya was caged. Okay, I'm telling you, these things are very hidden. So that is why we are telling you have to become truth seekers, because if you don't go digging, you won't know what is eating you, because whatever is eating you is in the spiritual realm, because of the law as above so below. If you fight the spiritual realm and win, the physical realm will be a piece of cake. And now, when you see in the spiritual realm, we have squares and oppositions. Okay, the change is guaranteed, but that change won't come without a fight. Okay, the change won't be activated without a fight, because of the squares and the oppositions. That is how the law of times and season works. That is how the spiritual laws works. That is why we told you the king is coming in April, he didn't come. We told you the king is coming in June, he did not come. It's because we that time we didn't know that the soul of Kenya was hidden by our ancestors, because their independence was stolen by the Babylonian systems and the Roman Empire system. That is why they went and bargained with God, and they told God to keep the soul of Kenya until the day the fourth generation will come. The fourth generation, who was prophesied by Moka Wakebiru, the greatest seer of our time in the 18th century, he prophesied that there will come a generation that will rescue the whole world. Those are the GenZs and the star seeds. These people will be born with codes of change. They carry the codes of change inside their bodies, inside their blood, inside their DNA. That means these guys cannot be corrupted, and these guys will move as a team. Teamwork, no competition, just teamwork, because they carry the change in them, on their bodies, on their blood, and on their DNA. So it will be so hard for the GenZs to be corrupted. Okay, now our ancestors cracked the code. How the first time the kingdom was stolen. Now the second time the kingdom won't be stolen, because the GenZs are carrying the codes of change inside them, in their blood, in their DNA. So on 25th June 2025, it will be a very big day for Kenya. So Kenyans, those who won't go for maandamano, you better go on prayers, because we need to support each other. We need to work as a team. Ubuntu and Umoja of Africans. Now here it's because the Kenyans, we are the ones activating change. It will be Ubuntu and Umoja of Kenyans. We have to set our boundaries away. We have to close all the channels of us not working together as a team. It does not matter where you come from. It does not matter which tribe you come from. This time round, we have to work together, because we are all cousins. I told you our true identity is a soul. A soul is eternal. A soul is immortal. A soul does not have a religion. A soul does not have a tribe. You see, that means we are all one because we all came from one source. We are all cousins. But change is starting in Kenya because Kenya is Canaan, Kenya is the promised land. And on 25th June 2025, that is the day the Gen Zs, when they go to the streets, they will automatically, energetically, they will activate a vault in Mount Kirinyaga where the soul of Kenya is hidden. And that when they activate that vault, the soul of Kenya will be released by Gai wa Kirinyaga, the true God, the legitimate God. Not the God you worship in your churches. Now we are talking about the legitimate God, the God who created heaven and earth, the God, the Father of Yeshua HaMashiach, the true legitimate Son of God. That is the God I'm talking about, Gai wa Kirinyaga. Okay, that is the true God who lives in Mount Zion. And now the Gen Zs will activate that vault in Mount Zion. And when they activate it, the soul of Kenya will be free. Okay, that is why King Charles has been hiding in Kenya, because he has been trying to penetrate to Mount Zion, but God has placed a hedge of fire so that anybody with ill intentions, with a corrupt mind, won't be able to enter that Mount Zion and corrupt whatever is coming, because change is coming from Mount Zion, and change will be activated by the Gen Zs. That is why you see the system will try so hard to fight the Gen Zs, because they know what the Gen Zs are carrying. Gen Zs are carrying a vault of change, and this vault of change is a global vault. This change that the Gen Z will activate on 25th June, it won't be a change for only Kenyans, it will be a change for the whole world. But the change will start in Kenya. Revival Kenya to the world. That is why you are hearing Kikuyu saying Odhamaki wa Thayu, or the golden age of Aquarius, where power is returning back to the people. So, my good people, if you know you want to go for maandamano, make sure that day you say a prayer. We need to cover our Gen Zs. We need to cover our star seeds with the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach. We need to place a hedge of protection around the Gen Zs and around the star seeds all over the world, and especially those who are in Kenya, because the battle is more spiritual than it is physical. And those people who are blaming Kasongo, you are fighting the wrong person. Yes, let us tell you the truth. You are fighting the wrong person. The root cause of our problems is not Kasongo. The root cause of our problem is King Charles, who is the leader of the Babylon systems and the Roman Empire system. That is the person you need to deal with. That is why we are telling you our battle is spiritual more than it is physical. And if we continue fighting the wrong person, there is no way we will ever win this war, because the war is spiritual more than it is physical. Because the first time they tried to steal the destiny of Kenya, our ancestors went and took the soul of Kenya and hid it in the spiritual realm. That is why they were not able to take power. That is why the earth is so unbalanced. There is no happiness. There is always war. We are always in chaos, because the soul of Kenya, which is supposed to bring balance on earth, because I told you earth must have balance. We have feminine energy and we have masculine energy. Okay, but now in this we have already shifted to the bad age. The age of Kali Yuga, we have shifted. And that age, we were only ruled by one side of energies, the masculine energy. That is why the earth was so imbalanced. Because now, the feminine energy that is supposed to help balance the earth is the soul of Kenya. Okay? The soul of Kenya that was hidden. And it was hidden so that because God works with the fourth generation. After every cycle of earth, because I told you the earth moves with the law of times and seasons, after every cycle of earth, we usually have a fourth generation. People who come with codes, carrying codes of change in their DNA and on their blood systems. You see, now these people, the change is in them. That is why these people cannot be corrupted. These people you cannot twist their minds. If they say we are going this way, they will go that way. And these people work in groups. And these people, they work like brothers and sisters. They are all cousins. Because the only way you can get change is uniting. If you don't unite, there's no way you'll get change. Because you have to master the tricks of your oppressors. Your oppressors, the Babylonian systems and the Roman Empire systems, they use religion to divide you. They use your tribes to divide you. But now here we are, the fourth generation, we are standing as one. We are all souls, spiritual beings of light, and we all came with activations. We carry the codes to activate this vault in Mount Kirinyaga. All of us. It does not matter where you come from. We all came here with one agenda, to bring change and to activate change. And we carry the codes of change in our blood, in our DNA. Okay? That is why it will be so hard for King Charles to prevent this change. Because the generation he's dealing with, these people have come with the change codes inside them, inside their blood, inside their DNA. Okay? They only need to move so that God can move and activate that vault, and that vault can release the soul of Kenya, and now the soul of Kenya can be set free so that Kenya can go to her destiny as the superpower of the world, as the savior of the world. Because the king who is coming, he's coming from Kenya. He will rule Kenya, he will rule East Africa, he will rule Africa, he will rule the whole world. Because Kenya is Canaan, Kenya is the promised land. Now the truth must come out, because we are in the golden age of Aquarius, where power is returning back to the people who, Africans, the legitimate owners of the golden age. They will be activated on 25th June 2025 by the GenZs. A vault will open in Mount Kenya, in Lenana Peak, that will set the soul of Kenya free. But now here is the catch. Let me read you the Akashic record of Kenya so that you can know this change won't come automatically. Now, in this season, we are in Mars conjunct Pluto. And you know Pluto, we are in the age of Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius means power back to the people. And now you see, Mars is a masculine energy, and also Pluto is a masculine energy. So this means there is change, yes. And Mars represents a king who is coming to take over the world, the Messianic kingdom. The king who will be sent by God himself. This king won't be appointed by any man. This king won't come through elections. This king will come through a hand of God. God himself will be the one to pick King Habinga. Okay? That is why the king has not yet manifested, because the soul of Kenya is still trapped in the spiritual realm. That is why on 25th June, new moon in Cancer, 4 degrees. And in the NATO chart of Kenya, when Kenya was born, 12th December 1963, moon was in Scorpio. Scorpio means change. And the moon was 5 degrees. And now we have, moon rules Cancer. And now you see we have new moon in Cancer on 25th June. Now you see everything is aligned. Okay? Everything is aligning. The portal will be opened. The soul of Kenya will be set free by the GenZs. But here is the catch. On 25th June, you'll only activate that change, and you will only open that vault, the vault in Mount Zion, so that Kenya's soul can be set free. But change will come bit by bit, because a new system cannot come in before the old system die. Let me repeat, because this is very crucial. A new system cannot take power before the old system collapses and dies. That is why change will come slowly by slowly. From 25th June, start observing every event. Okay? Every event that will happen in Kenya. Because the change will come slowly by slowly. The corrupt systems, the corrupt officers will start coming down or going down slowly by slowly. Now, by the time we get to birthday of Kenya, 12th December 2025, change will have fully been activated, and from 12th December 2025, we will see physical change, a change that we will touch with our own hands. Okay? And for any time in December, that is when now the new system, the new government of God will take power. That is when the okay, because now when we are the Gen Zs are activating change from June up to December. Now the Odamaki, the kingdom of heaven, is coming to earth slowly by slowly, baby steps. Okay, but from December, from after 12th December, now we will give you the day the king will appear, and the day the king will be coronated. He will be coronated in December, after the birthday of Kenya, after 12th December. That portal of 1212, gateway portal of Kenya, it will be the one to activate the king. Okay, so everything is going well and we are on the right track. Now Kenyans, please, because those people who want to go for mandamano, make sure you pray. If you have to fast, because we need to cover the Gen Zs and the star seeds, these people who are carrying change codes on their blood system and on their bodies, the change codes and on their bodies. We need to pray for them and place a hedge of protection, a hedge of fire around them, because change is coming. Sorry, change is coming, but change won't come without a fight. Because of this, what I've found out, let me read the Akashic record of Kenya. We have Pluto. Pluto is the one working with the Gen Zs. Pluto in Aquarius, where power is returning back to the people. Pluto is working with the Gen Zs. We have Pluto square moon. Okay, now Pluto is transiting. Pluto is transiting for the next 20 years. But moon is in the Kenya's birth chart, natal chart. Now this moon represents Kenyans. Now Kenyans are trying to free themselves from the bondages of the Roman Empire systems and the Babylonian systems. Okay, that is why we have Pluto square moon. That means Kenyans are trying to free themselves from these systems that have been oppressing them since they got their independence. Now we have a square. A square means the change is there, but this change won't come without a fight. People will have to fight for the change to come. We also have Neptune square Mars. Okay, Neptune is a feminine energy, and Neptune is the one to bring forth change. Okay, now this square means change will come, yes, but change will come with hardships. And now Mars is the king that is coming. Okay, whatever the Gen Zs will do on 25th, they will start activating now the king, so that God can prepare the king who is coming to take over the world. He's the Messiah, because I told you the Messiah is a man. The Son of God is the Word of God, but the Messiah is a man. The Messiah is the king who is coming from the dynasty, the legitimate dynasty of Queen Sheba, who are from the land of Cush, but they came to settle in Kenya. Okay, that is why Kenya is Canaan. Kenya is the promised land, and change is starting from Kenya because of whatever we are telling you. And now we have Jupiter Kazimi. Jupiter Kazimi is when Jupiter and the Sun are like this. They have made a conjunction. It's called Jupiter Kazimi. Now Jupiter Kazimi is when Kenya is taking her power back. But we have Jupiter opposition Mars. Now you see, opposition means, okay, there is change, but this change won't come easily. You'll have to fight for it. You'll have to show up for it. You'll have to walk an extra mile in order for you to have this change. So you see, we have two squares, and we have one opposition, and we also have one conjunction. Those are hard aspects. These hard aspects, as we are going along, we will make them positive, so that by the time we get 12 gateway portal on 12th December 2025, we will now have trines and sextiles. These are positive changes. Okay, so you see, change is there, but this change will come with hardships. It won't be automatic, because the system of this world are going down. They are collapsing. And what we have found out, the systems of this world, they won't go down without a fight. They will have to fight. You see, they will have to put a fight. That is why also the people, the collective, the Gen Zs will also have to put a fight, because hapa ni kubishana. But the goodness here is the energies are favoring the GenZs. God is on the GenZs side, but change will come through hardship. Hapo mupate. That keep it on your head. We have Pluto square moon, Neptune square Mars, Jupiter's opposition Mars, and Mars conjunct Pluto. Those are hardships. Those are change coming with, and that change won't be easy. It's a change you will have to fight for it. Because now June 25th June 2025 is a new moon in Cancer, which is 4 degrees. When Kenya was born in 12th December 1963, the moon was in Scorpio, and the moon was 5 degrees. So you see, we are within that orb of change. And also now on 25th, the sun will be 3 degrees. 3 degrees in Cancer. And now to activate that change, the sun now will go to 4 degrees of Cancer. Now that is when the natal moon of Kenya will be activated, and the soul of Kenya will be released in the vaults of Mount Zion. Okay? That is why King Charles has been hovering here in Kenya, because he knows when Kenya's GenZs open that vault in Mount Zion, game over. Kali Yoga down, golden age of Aquarius up. Yes, that is why he has been hovering here in Kenya, and they have kept it a secret, but they should know the people they are dealing with. Yeah, the people they are dealing with they are called the 4th generation. The 4th generation, because they carry the codes of change inside them. Whatever is happening in the spiritual realm, God is activating the information on their visions, their dreams. So it's very hard for the system to lie to the 4th generation, because of the DNA they are carrying, the codes of change they are carrying. They have the change inside their blood. They have the change inside their bodies. So you see, it's very hard to fight people who are carrying change inside their bodies, who are carrying change codes inside their blood. It's so hard for you to deal with them. So here's the catch. On 25th June, we have Sun in the 8th house. 8th house of Kenya is the house of Gemini. Also, we have Moon in the 8th house of Kenya, which is Gemini. The 8th house means change which is unstoppable. And this change must be activated, whether you like it or not, because it's time, the law of times and seasons. Here we are using the lunar calendar, the calendar that was used by our ancestors, so that we can be able to track whatever God is doing, and we can match God's actions with our actions, so that we can be able to get results. We have known how the system works. The system works with the law of times and seasons, yet they gave you the Gregorian calendar, so that you can be going this way when the life or universe is going this way. Yeah? You go this way. When God is going this way, you are going this way. Where? You need to wake up. Now we have known God is going this way, so we also have to go this way. 8th house, that is where the change is coming from. And 8th house, go do more research about 8th house. In the Akashic records, means change is unstoppable, and change is here. Nobody can stop this change, because this transformation, if you don't transform, universe or God will transform you by force. Hapa hakuna mchezo. Hapa ni change must come, whether we like it or not. And this change will come bit by bit. It will be activated small until 12th December 2025, when we have the birthday of Kenya, 12th December, that 12 gateway portal. That is when we will hold change with our 2 hands. That is when we will free Kenya soul, free from the bondages of Babylonian systems and the Roman Empire systems. And now Kenya will take the destiny of the whole world. It will become the superpower. It will become Canaan. It will become the promised land. And that is why the king who will rule the whole world is coming from Kenya, because Kenya is the gateway portal. And this portal, this vault, will be opened on 25th June by the GenZs. So people of Kenya, wherever you are, either you are in Kenya or you are in diaspora, you need to say a word of prayer. put a hedge of fire around the GenZs and around the star seeds, those people who are carrying codes of change inside their DNA and inside their blood, so that God will walk with them and God will protect them, and they will be able to bring this change by force, by fire. Okay, change is unstoppable. And then we have Mars in the 10th house. 10th house means mid-heaven. Now, the highest point of Kenya's destiny, the mid-heaven of Kenya, we have Mars. And Mars is the king who is coming to rule Kenya. So you see, things are aligning. And we have Saturn, the ruler of karma and time. Saturn is the ruler of karma and time, and he's in Kenya's 5th house. Kenya's 5th house is Pisces. Saturn is in Pisces, and Saturn is going back. It's called Saturn retrograde. Saturn is going back. What does that mean? Saturn retrograde, Saturn going back, and Saturn rules karma and time, means corrupt systems, corrupt officers, wataanikwa. They will be shown to people in broad daylight. That is what we mean by Saturn in the 5th house of Kenya, because the 5th house means children of Kenya. These GenZs and the star seeds, they will be the one to expose the corrupt systems and the corrupt officers, because of Saturn in 5th house of Pisces, and Saturn is going backwards. That means Saturn is exposing the old system. The corruption of the old system will come to the public, and people will know everything they have been doing behind the scenes. Also, we have Uranus. Uranus rules sudden changes. We have Uranus in the 6th house of Kenya, and the 6th house of Kenya is Aries. What do I mean? I mean that Uranus brings sudden change. 6th house means work, the work of Kenya. That means Kenya is going to work through the GenZs in order to free itself from the Roman Empire systems and the Babylonian systems, so that they can now vibrate the king in. Okay, because I told you, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibrations, and frequencies. Now, the GenZs and the star seeds are the one to vibrate the king in, so that the king can take office from 12th December 2025. Okay? Now, even the soul, we have Chiron. Chiron is the soul wound of Kenya. It's also in the 5th house, the 5th house of the children of Kenya. They are doing, now the GenZs are doing soul healing. Soul healing means the old systems are coming down and the new systems are coming in. That is what Chiron in the 5th house of Pisces in Kenya's birth chart want to say to us. Now you see, what I'm seeing in this chart of Kenya, things are aligning. But no, change won't come without a fight. Change will come with a fight, because of the squares we have and the oppositions we have and the conjunction we have, so that we can turn those oppositions and those conjunctions and those squares into trines and sextiles, so that by the time we get to the Kenya's birthday on 12th December 2025, we will have a the kingdom of heaven will be here on earth, and the king will be manifested by the GenZs and the star seed, and the king will be coronated anytime in December. Before we get to December, we'll give you the date of when the king will be coronated. So you see, the reason why the king is not ready, God said the king is not ready because you Kenyans are not ready. Because you are the one to activate the frequency of the king and the frequency of the kingdom. And that is, and the people who have been given that mission are the GenZs, to activate the kingdom and to activate the king. And they will do that on 25th June 2025, when they will activate the vault in Mount Zion, and that vault will release the soul of Kenya, the soul which has been bound since 1963. That is why we got our independence, but we still suffer. This is the time for Kenyans to be free for good and elect their own leaders, a leader who will rule the whole world. Because Kenya is Canaan, Kenya is the promised land, Kenya is the one carrying the whole world systems. I hope you are together, and now you know what will happen on 25th. That is why King Charles is here, calling the shots, telling your leaders what to do. because he knows when the GenZs activates this volt and the Kenya soul is released, mambo yake kwisha. That will be the end of the Roman Empire system. That will be the end of the Babylonian systems. But change won't happen in one day. Change will happen from June 25th June up to 12th December 2025. So my good Kenyans, know that the victory is yours. God has already given you victory, but this victory won't come without a fight. This victory will come with a fight because of the squares and the oppositions and the conjunctions. Okay, but change is guaranteed and your victory is guaranteed. Okay, so I hope we are together. And now Pluto in Aquarius will help the GenZs to bring change to Kenya. Okay, now the final word from Mount Kirinyaga. The mountain shall thunder, not with bomb, but with the voice. And those who mocked the GenZs and the star seeds shall kneel at their mercy. A nation rebirth must happen. And the rebirth of the nation shall start from 25th June, new moon in Cancer, 4 degrees. The ancestors of Kirinyaga, they have spoken. That is the message I was given by the ancestors of Kirinyaga to give it to you. Because now the prophecy of Mogwakefiro is coming to pass. It will be activated by the GenZs on 25th June 2025. New moon in Cancer, 4 degrees. That is where change is locked. And the GenZs will unlock it. Together with the star seeds, they will unlock it. So we have to support them by praying for them and placing a hedge of protection around them, because shit must go down. There's no way shit won't go down. Shit must go down because we have a square, we have an opposition, we have a conjunction. Those are commas we need to overthrow, so that Kenya's soul can be set free from the Babylonian systems and the Roman Empire systems. And now they can leave Kenya alone, and Kenya can go to her destiny as the superpower of the world, as the activators of the revival Kenya to the world, as the bringers of the King Habinga, the Messiah, who will come to rule the whole world from Kenya. This guy will come holding the sword of the Spirit. Because Yeshua HaMashiach, the Son of God, will be speaking inside him. Because he's one of the star seeds. He carried the codes in him. Okay? And also the GenZs, they carry the codes inside them. You see? Now God is not taking any chances. He came build. He came with his people. With their codes inside them, with the change inside them, so that they won't be corrupted the way Jomo Kenyatta and company were corrupted, and they sold the destiny of Kenya. Okay, so my good people, know your ancestors are with you, and your ancestors told you victory is yours. And also Gaiwa Kirinyaga, the legitimate God from Mount Zion, told me to tell you the victory is yours. But this victory won't come without a fight, because of the squares and the oppositions and the conjunction you have to navigate through in order to get to your promised land on 12th December 2025. Okay, so my good people, pray, because our battle is more spiritual than it is physical. We are not fighting Kasongo. We are fighting the people who are controlling him. We need to go to the root cause, the enemy himself. That is the Babylonian system leaders and the Roman Empire leaders who are in Kenya in this present moment, because they want to block the change that will be activated by the GenZs opening that vault in Mount Zion. But they won't be able to, because God has locked Mount Zion. There is a hedge of fire. Anybody who has negative intentions won't be allowed to get into that Mount Zion. The lions, the monkeys, all the animals in that mountain will guard that mountain, because we serve a living God who is no respecter of persons. I have finished what I was told. Let who has ears hear, and who want to ignore. Hapa hatubembelezi mtu. If you want to remain with the Kali Yoga people in the old earth, the choice is yours. And if you want to move with others to the golden age of Aquarius, also is your choice. We are not forcing anybody. We are just telling you what we have been told, because we don't have time to bargain with you. If you want to believe us, believe us. If you want to ignore us, ignore us. Because as we came here to change things. We came here as game changers, as change agents. We are carrying the codes of change in our DNA, in our blood, in our bloodlines. And our ancestors are working with us. Okay? Our ancestors are working with us. So we should not be afraid, because Gaiwa Kirenyaga is with us. Also, our ancestors are with us. So Gen Zs, I wish you well. I sprinkle the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach all over you. May the victory that has been granted from the throne of grace, the Mount Kirinyaga, locate you wherever you are, and you will make your parents proud. And the prophecy of Mogwake Biro, where he said, the children will be the ones to take their parents back to the throne, to the seat of the throne. That prophecy is coming to pass, because the Gen Zs and the Star Seeds are the children who are taking their parents back to the throne of Kirinyaga, where Kenya is taking her power back, where Kenya is becoming a superpower, where the king who is coming will rule the whole world from Kenya. The king will come from the dynasty, the legitimate dynasty of Queen Sheba. Queen Sheba, who was removed by the Roman Empire system in the Bible, our original Bible, the Black Bible, the Aramaic. Okay, become a truth seeker, so that you will know what happens behind the scene, and these people will stop stealing your blessings. Because now, when they play this and you play that, now may the best man win. So until next time, see you when you see me, and remember to subscribe to my channel today. Hit that notification bell, so that when I come with another message, you'll be the first one to know. And you'll know how to align yourself, to align your energies, because now you know everything is energy and energy is everything. And if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibrations, and frequencies. That is a secret I have given you that was hidden by the Roman Empire system and the Babylonian systems, which are going down, so that we can raise our African flag high. We can take the golden age of Aquarius, which belongs to Africans. Okay, I hope you're together, and make sure you take good care of your mental health, and make sure from tomorrow is 24th. Make sure you start saying prayers from 24th. Also wake up early on 25th to say a prayer for the Gen Zs and for the Star Seeds, because the battle is not easy. The battle is not easy. The battle is tough, because of the squares I've shown you, and the opposition I have shown you, and the conjunctions I have shown you. So you see, the change that is coming is not an easy change. Okay, I don't know whether you will see, because this is the birth chart of Kenya. You see those squares? Yes, this is the birth chart of Kenya. You can see. This is the birth chart of Kenya. Now change is here. This is what is carrying our destiny. Yes, but our victory is guaranteed. But it won't come easily because of those squares and those oppositions. We will have to sweat it out. So, Gen Zs, Viva, we are behind you, and we will pray for you. We will take your petition to the throne, so that the soul of Kenya can be released now. Bye.